Chapter 1. The mind is the gatekeeper of your life. Every life is built from the inside out. Before success appears in your bank account, your relationships, or your career, it starts in one place: your mind. Your thoughts are seeds. Your beliefs are soil. And your results? They're the fruit of what you've been cultivating every single day. Jim Rohn once said, "You cannot have a new life with an old mindset." This is where it all begins. We're taught to chase results, to fix the outside. But if the root is rotten, the fruit will be too. Real change, sustainable change, always starts within. You don't need more motivation. You need a mindset upgrade. That means rewiring how you think, speak, act, and react. Let me ask you, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe is possible for your life? And who taught you to think that way? The truth is, most people are walking around with hand-me-down beliefs, inherited fears, second-hand limitations. You weren't born thinking small. You were taught to. You weren't born afraid. You learned it. And what is learned can be unlearned. Here's the most powerful realization you can have today. Your current life is the result of your past thinking. But your future life? That's the result of what you start thinking now. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. Right now. Today. This is the mindset of ownership, of responsibility, of power. No more blaming the economy. No more blaming your parents. No more blaming luck. You're not a victim. You're a creator. When you truly get that, when it moves from your head to your heart, everything changes. But the mind is a tricky thing. It's like a garden. Leave it unattended, and weeds grow. Negative thoughts, doubt, fear, insecurity. You must become the gardener of your mind. Pull the weeds, plant the seeds. Water it daily with positive thoughts, powerful beliefs, and purposeful action. How? Read books that stretch your thinking. Write down who you want to become. Surround yourself with people who challenge your limits. Speak life, not limitation. Reflect daily on your progress. Your mind is not a storage unit for the past. It's a workshop for the future. You want to upgrade your life? Upgrade your thoughts. That's why the poor stay poor even when they win the lottery. Their mindset can't hold the MO. Nay. That's why the successful bounce back from failure. Their mindset won't let them stay down. Success doesn't start with money, fame, or opportunities. It starts with thought. The thought that you're capable. The thought that you deserve more. The thought that today can be different. If you believe it, you'll behave differently. And if you behave differently long enough, you'll become someone new. So take inventory. What limiting beliefs have you accepted? What thoughts are holding you hostage? What mental stories need to be rewritten? You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fear. You are what you choose to focus on today. So choose wisely. Because when you train your mind, you change your life. And this is just the beginning. Chapter 2. Take full responsibility. The turning point of growth. There is a moment in every transformational journey when something shifts. It's the instant you stop pointing fingers, stop blaming the world, and start saying 5 life-changing words. I am responsible for this. Jim Rohn said, "You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself." That's the moment you stop being a passenger in your own life. You grab the wheel. You become the driver, the leader, the architect. It's easy to play the victim. I didn't have the right parents. My boss never believed in me. The economy is bad. No one ever gave me a chance. Victim thinking feels safe. It absolves us of effort, but it also robs us of power. Taking responsibility is not about blaming yourself. It's about empowering yourself. It means saying, I may not have created this mess, but I will clean it up. I can't change the past, but I can choose my response. I can't control them, but I can control me. Responsibility is the gateway to freedom. It means you don't wait for someone to rescue you. You rescue yourself. You don't wait for permission. You grant it to yourself. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You create the moment. Here's the truth. Every time you blame, you give away your power. But every time you take ownership, you take it back. This mindset shift changes everything. From, why is this happening to me? To, what can I learn from this? From, someone should fix this, to, what can I do to improve this? From, I wish things were different, to, how can I make them different? Taking responsibility doesn't mean life gets easier. It means you get stronger. You stop waiting. You stop whining. You start acting. You make commitments and follow through. You admit mistakes and learn from them. You face fear and still move forward. Ownership is not a moment. It's a practice, a lifestyle, a decision you make daily. Ask yourself, where in my life am I still blaming? Where am I avoiding responsibility? What would change if I owned it fully? Here's what happens when you take full responsibility. Your confidence grows. Your relationships improve. Your goals become real. Your excuses disappear. You become the kind of person who gets results. Because success does not respond to need. It responds to responsibility. And your life, your happiness, your health, your growth, they all begin the day you decide to stop waiting and start owning. Own your thoughts. Own your time. Own your attitude. Own your outcomes. Because you can't change what you don't take responsibility for. And the moment you do, that's the moment your true power begins. Chapter 3. Change your thinking. Change your life. Every transformation begins with thought. Before a man builds a business, he sees it in his mind. Before a woman runs a marathon, she conquers the distance in her beliefs. Nothing changes until thought changes. Jim Rohn said, "Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change." And all change begins in the mind. Here's a truth that most people never realize. Your thoughts are not facts, but they shape your reality. Most people live in mental autopilot. They don't think intentionally. They recycle the same thoughts from yesterday and wonder why their tomorrow looks the same. If you want to change your life, start by changing your inner dialogue. Let's get specific. There are 5 core thinking shifts that lead to transformation. 1. From scarcity to abundance. Scarcity says, there's never enough. Abundance says, there's always a way. One creates stress, the other creates solutions. 2. From victim to creator. Victim thinking says, I have no power. Creator thinking says, I may not control everything, but I choose my response. One is reactive, the other is proactive. 3. From fixed to growth. A fixed mindset says, this is just who I am. A growth mindset says, I can improve, adapt, and evolve. One quits at failure. The other learns from it. 4. From short-term to long-term. Short-term thinking says, what feels good now? Long-term thinking says, what moves me closer to who I want to become? One trades progress for pleasure. The other trades pleasure for purpose. 5. From fear-based to vision-based. Fear says, what if I fail? Vision says, what if I fly? One plays not to lose. The other plays to win. Every great achiever has made these mindset shifts. not once, but daily, repeatedly, relentlessly. You don't get what you want, you get what you believe. And belief is a choice, a practice, a discipline. Most people say, "I'll believe it when I see it." Champions say, "I'll see it when I believe it." Your mind is the filter of your life. You don't see the world as it is. You see it as you are. That's why two people can face the same challenge. One grows stronger, the other grows bitter. The difference isn't the situation, it's the interpretation. So how do you change your thinking? Start noticing your thoughts. Awareness is power. Challenge your mental stories. Ask, is this true? Is this useful? Replace disempowering thoughts with empowering ones. Speak life, out loud, daily. Surround yourself with people who think at a higher level. Mindset is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to begin. A small thought, repeated daily, becomes a belief. A belief, backed by action, becomes your identity. And your identity. That's the engine of your future. So choose thoughts that serve your growth. Think like the person you want to become. Because when you change your thinking, you change your beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you change your behavior. And when you change your behavior, you change your life. Chapter 4. Control your emotions. Shape your life. Emotions are powerful. They can build empires or burn them down. They can inspire greatness or sabotage success. Jim Rohn said, "Emotions must be measured. You must control them, or they will control you." We are not robots. We feel. But the question is, do your emotions drive you or derail you? The most successful people don't have fewer emotions. They have better emotional mastery. They feel fear, but act anyway. They feel anger, but choose response over reaction. They feel doubt, but move forward with discipline. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control your inner world. And when you do, your outer world begins to shift. Let's break down the emotional mastery formula. 1. Name it to tame it. Most people are ruled by unconscious emotion. They feel overwhelmed but call it stress. They feel hurt but express it as anger. The first step is awareness. Give your emotion a name. Label it. Don't judge it. Just recognize it. 2. Separate fact from feeling. Emotions feel real, but that doesn't mean they reflect truth. Ask, what happened? What story am I telling myself? Is this feeling based on evidence or assumption? 3. Breathe before you respond. Emotions make us impulsive. Mastery comes when you pause. Just 3 deep breaths can create the space you need to respond instead of react. 4. Choose empowering language. Don't say, "I'm devastated." Say, "I'm navigating a tough moment." Don't say, "I can't handle this." Say, "This is challenging, and I'm learning." Language is power. The words you use shape your emotional state. 5. Create an emotional toolbox. Have strategies ready. Go for a walk. Journal your thoughts. Talk to a mentor. Listen to uplifting content. Don't wait until you're drowning to learn how to swim. Build emotional tools now. Here's what emotional mastery gives you: clarity under pressure, peace during chaos, strength through storms. And here's the secret: every emotion carries a message. Fear says, protect yourself. Anger says, something feels unjust. Sadness says, you need to heal. Joy says, you're aligned with purpose. Listen to the message, learn from it, then lead yourself through it. Emotionally reactive people stay stuck in cycles. Emotionally intelligent people break those cycles and rise. Don't let emotions dictate your day. Let Hem inform your growth. You are not your emotions. You are the observer, the leader, the decision maker, You don't need to suppress emotion. Just don't be controlled by it. Control your state, and you can. Lead better. Love deeper. Live freer. Because when you master your emotions, you master your life. Chapter 5. Train your mind like a muscle. Your mind is your most valuable asset. It shapes your decisions, your habits, your relationships, your outcomes. But like any muscle, it must be trained. Jim Rohn said, "Your mind is like a factory. What you think about all day long produces the ingredients for your future." What are you producing? Too many people treat their minds like garbage bins, open to anything and everything. News, gossip, negativity, distractions. But champions treat their minds like temples. They guard the gates. They feed it what strengthens, not weakens. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your training. So train your mind like a warrior trains for battle. Here are 5 mental training practices that build unstoppable thinking. 1. Daily reading leaders are readers. Even 10 minutes a day of purposeful reading can rewire your brain over time. Read biographies of overcomers. Study timeless principles. Learn ideas that stretch your comfort zone. 2. Morning priming. Start each day with intention, not reaction. Write 3 things you're grateful for. Visualize your top goals. Repeat powerful affirmations. Your morning mindset sets your emotional tone for the day. 3. Mental fasting. Take regular breaks from mental junk food, social media, clickbait news, toxic conversations. Clear space. Regain clarity. Reset your thinking. 4. Focused journaling. Use a journal not just to record life, but to direct it. Ask, what did I learn today? What did I handle well? What could I do better tomorrow? Clarity is found through reflection. 5. Build a mental diet. Feed your brain with content that uplifts. Motivational podcasts, educational YouTube channels, uplifting music. You're what you mentally consume. Here's the key. Consistency beats intensity. 1 deep book read slowly is more powerful than 10 skimmed books. A 10-minute routine done daily beats a 3-hour routine done once a month. You don't need to change everything overnight, but you do need to start today. Because an untrained mind becomes overwhelmed by stress, triggered by fear, stuck in patterns. But a trained mind becomes calm under pressure, clear in confusion, creative in chaos. Every great thinker trains their mind on purpose. It doesn't happen by accident. The question is, are you training your mind or entertaining your mind? Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from repetition. Lift the right thoughts. Stretch into higher beliefs. Build mental strength every day. Because the stronger your mind, the stronger your life. Chapter 6. You reprogram yourself. Every day. Whether you realize it or not, every day you're programming your mind. The question is, are you programming yourself on purpose or by accident? Jim Rohn said, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And failure? A few errors in judgment repeated daily. Your brain is a pattern-making machine. It runs on repetition. What you think, say, and do consistently becomes your default programming. Every habit is a program. Every belief is a program. Every reaction is a program. The most successful people understand this. They don't leave their mindset to chance. They shape it. You become what you practice. Think negative thoughts every day? You're reinforcing a negative mindset. Tell yourself, "I can't," repeatedly. You're writing that into your identity. Surround yourself with small thinkers. You're coding smallness into your world. But here's the good news. You can rewrite the code. Your mind is like software. It can be updated, upgraded, optimized. Let's talk about how. 1. Awareness comes first. You can't change what you don't notice. Start paying attention to your self-talk, your automatic reactions, your emotional triggers. 2. Interrupt the old pattern. When you notice an old program running, like fear, doubt, procrastination, don't follow it blindly. Interrupt it. Take a deep breath. Stand up and change your posture. Say out loud, I choose differently. 3. Install a new thought. Don't just remove the old, replace it. I can't do this becomes, I'm learning to master this. This always happens to me becomes, I create new outcomes. I'm not good enough becomes, I am growing stronger every day. 4. Repetition builds reinforcement. New thoughts need reinforcement. Speak them, write them, repeat them. The mind believes what it hears often, especially from you. 5. Your environment is code. What you see, hear, and feel daily becomes part of your mental operating system. Clean your space. Curate your media. Surround yourself with uplifting people, because you can't grow a powerful mind in a toxic environment. Here's the truth. You're not broken. You're programmed. And the good news is, you're the programmer. Every moment is a chance to recode your identity. You can choose focus over distraction. You can choose courage over fear. You can choose creation over consumption. Every choice is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. So choose wisely. Choose deliberately. Because you are not just living a life, you are building a system. And when that system is aligned with your vision, your values, and your future, that's when you become unstoppable. Chapter 7. Detox your mind. Protect your mental environment. If your body becomes what you eat, your mind becomes what you consume. You wouldn't feed your body trash and expect it to thrive. So why feed your mind negativity and expect peace, clarity, and success? Jim Rohn said, "Stand guard at the door of your mind." Your mental environment is sacred. What enters it, through what you see, hear, and speak, shapes your beliefs, emotions, and actions. You become what you're around. You absorb the energy, language, and mindset of your environment. So let's ask the real questions. What's polluting your mind? Who are you listening to? What are you feeding your thoughts with? Let's explore how to detox your mind and protect it like your most prized possession. 1. Audit your inputs. Your phone, your TV, your conversations, your social feeds. These are all inputs, and every input is an influence. Are you scrolling content that inspires or inflames? Are your conversations focused on growth or gossip? Is your music uplifting or draining? 2. Reduce noise, increase signal. We live in an age of overstimulation, notifications, headlines, ads, outrage. Silence is power. Turn off unnecessary alerts. Schedule screen-free hours. Practice silence or stillness daily. The quieter you become, the clearer you hear your own wisdom. 3. Curate your circle. You don't just need positive people. You need intentional, growing, empowered people. Who challenges your thinking? Who holds you to a higher standard? Who reflects the future you desire? Your inner circle is your mirror. Choose wisely. 4. Clean your language. The words you speak become the script your brain follows. Stop saying, "I'm always tired. This never works. I'm just not that kind of person." Start saying, "I'm learning to manage my energy. I'm becoming more capable every day. I'm committed to growth." Language is not just communication. It's programming. 5. Feed your mind with intentional content. You can detox only if you refill with something better. Read empowering books. Listen to wisdom-driven podcasts. Watch content that elevates. Garbage out. Greatness in. Here's what happens when you protect your mental environment. You think clearer. You react slower. You act more intentionally. You feel more peace. Mental clarity is not accidental. It's built. You can't always control what happens in the world, but you can control what gets access to your mind. So treat your mind like prime real estate. Don't rent it out to doubt, drama, or distraction. Be ruthless about your input. Be strategic about your space, because when you detox your mind, you create room for higher thoughts, better ideas, and a future built by design, not by default. And in that space, you find power. Chapter 8. Think big. Start small. Be consistent dreams. Start big. Success starts small. Jim Rohn said, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day." Thinking big gives you vision. Starting small gives you momentum. Staying consistent gives you results. Too many people get stuck in extremes. They dream big, but never start. Or they start small, but stop too soon. The real power? Combining all three. Let's break it down. 1. Think big. Expand your vision. Big thinking stretches your identity. It lifts you out of survival mode. It challenges your current limitations. It aligns your actions with purpose. When you think big, you stop playing not to lose. You start playing to win. Ask yourself, what would I pursue if I knew I couldn't fail? What impact do I want to make in the next 10 years? Thinking big is not about ego. It's about legacy. 2. Start small. Build the habit of action. Every great result began as a tiny act. Writing one sentence, saving $1, doing one push-up. Small starts are not signs of weakness. They are proof of seriousness. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Perfection is the enemy of progress. You don't need a master plan. You need a first step. 3. Be consistent. Stack the compound effect. Success is not what you do once. It's what you do daily. Consistency beats intensity. Anyone can have a burst of energy. Few can sustain disciplined focus. But those who do, they win. It's not about motivation. It's about systems. Your habits are more powerful than your moods. Keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. No one notices. Progress feels slow, because what's invisible now becomes undeniable later. Let's put it all together. Think big. Set a 10-year vision. Start small. Choose one habit to begin today. Be consistent. Do it daily until it becomes who you are. Big thinkers who never act remain dreamers. Small starters who quit never gain traction. But small starters who stay consistent, they become unstoppable. So ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today that serves a big vision? What habit, if repeated daily, would transform my life in a year? And then do it. Again and again. Because greatness isn't in the breakthrough, it's in the build-up. And you, brick by brick, step by step, thought by thought, are becoming the kind of person success can't ignore. Chapter 9. Reflect to grow. The power of self-review. Growth doesn't just come from doing more, it comes from understanding what you've done. Jim Rohn said, "Don't just learn from experience, learn from evaluated experience." Self-reflection is the bridge between activity and achievement. Most people are too busy to reflect, but without reflection, they repeat the same patterns. Success doesn't come from hustle alone. It comes from insight, awareness, wisdom. Reflection turns movement into progress. Here's why self-review is essential. It reveals what's working and what's not. It deepens your learning from each experience. It builds self-awareness, which is the root of self-mastery. Let's explore the self-reflection framework that creates momentum. 1. Create a daily check-in ritual. Take 5 to 10 minutes at the end of your day. Ask, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What am I grateful for? What will I improve tomorrow? Small questions, big insight. 2. Do weekly reviews. Zoom out. Each week, review your goals, wins, challenges. Ask, what moved me closer to my vision? What distracted or drained me? What lesson did I learn? Patterns emerge through repetition. 3. Monthly reflection. Strategic alignment. Once a month, go deeper. Are your habits aligned with your goals? Are you becoming the person your dream requires? This is where breakthroughs happen. 4. Write it down. Journaling is the tool of thinkers. You don't need a novel, just clarity. Write freely. Be honest. Capture patterns. Clarity on paper leads to clarity in action. 5. Use questions that pull you higher. The quality of your life is shaped by the quality of your questions. Try. If I lived this day again, what would I change? What fear did I face today? What am I avoiding that I must confront? Reflection isn't about judgment. It's about refinement. When you reflect, you gain clarity, remove distractions, build self-trust. Without reflection, you risk running fast in the wrong direction. With it, you course-correct and evolve faster. Every successful person builds time to think, to pause, to realign. So pause, review, realign. Because in the stillness, you'll hear your next level calling. Chapter 10. Conquer yourself, master your life. The greatest victory is not over the world, it's over yourself. Jim Rohn said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. All achievement begins with self-mastery. Before you can lead others, you must lead yourself. Before you can win in business, you must win in your own mind. You are the gatekeeper of your future. No one else is responsible for your energy, your habits, your attitude, your discipline. Those are yours to command. Conquering yourself doesn't mean being perfect. It means becoming aware, intentional, and disciplined. Let's break down the pillars of self-mastery. 1. Master your thoughts. Stop believing every thought that enters your mind. Challenge negative thinking. Reframe problems as opportunities. Your life follows your thinking. Master the inner voice. 2. Master your emotions. Feel everything. React to little. Don't suppress, but don't get swept away. Use emotion as data, not direction. Emotional control builds resilience and clarity. 3. Master your time. Time is life in motion. Prioritize what matters over what's urgent. Schedule your values, not your distractions. Own your time, or it will be owned by others. 4. Master your habits. Success is not about one big moment. It's about repeated behaviors. Design habits that serve your vision. Eliminate what sabotages your momentum. Habits are destiny in disguise. 5. Master your commitments. Keep your word. Follow through, even when it's not easy. Build trust with yourself. Integrity builds confidence and character. Conquering yourself is not a single event. It's a lifetime journey. It's choosing discipline when comfort calls. Choosing focus when distraction tempts. Choosing progress when excuses scream. The enemy isn't out there. It's the voice that says, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired. What's the point? You must silence that voice, not with force, but with commitment. Every time you act with discipline, you win a battle. Every time you rise above fear, you grow stronger. Every time you honor your word, you become unstoppable. And here's the truth. When you conquer yourself, the world aligns. Opportunities come. Respect increases. Inner peace deepens. You don't have to be better than others, just better than the version of you from yesterday. Because the greatest power you'll ever wield is the power over your own choices. So choose courage over comfort, responsibility over excuses, vision over noise. This is how you master your life. This is how you build your legacy. This is how you become the kind of person who doesn't just succeed, but inspires others to rise simply by being who you are.